Hello my friends, this is Sylvie Curry, Lady of Q. And once again I am in my kitchen. Today I'm going to try out a new gadget I just got. While watching some videos, I saw them using this contraption to make these little dough balls that they stuff with different types of vegetables and meats, etc., etc. And I said, that's interesting. Let me show you what it looks like. It's a pan. This one happens to be cast iron, but you can get them in non-stick and other different types. And it's very similar looking to a Danish pan called an æbleskiver, which also has these little balls to make a Danish pastry. The Danish pastry ones are a little bit bigger in diameter balls and deeper in depth, but very, very similar. This is Japanese, and I'm going to be trying it out today, and I'm going to do just a basic test where I'm going to just take some dough, and I may put something in it like some cheese or pepperoni, and we'll get going. Heck, just remembered, I didn't tell you what the name of this thing was. This is called a Takoyaki pan, and the reason for that being because ordinarily when they make these balls, they stuff them with octopus, and then you grill it in this type of pan. So taco meaning octopus, yaki meaning grilled. We're going to test it out and see what we get. Come join me today, okay? The setup that I'm going to be using is to put the takoyaki pan on top of a butane burner. And this is an easy way to do it if you want to be mobile with it, travel, do it at campsites, barbecue competitions, take it to a friend's for a potluck type thing. Or, because this is cast iron, I could also have put it on my induction cooktop, or I could have put it just on top of my stove on a gas burner. But just for ease of use and to show you what I'm doing today, I'm going to put it on this butane burner. These are my ingredients for making my takoyaki. I've got 2 eggs, which I'll beat. I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, a cup of flour plus 2 tablespoons. I've got 2 teaspoons of dashi and 2 cups of water. I'm going to first dissolve my dashi in the water. Okay, mix that up. I'll then add in my soy sauce. Hold off on that salt for now. Then take my 2 eggs, beat them. I'm then going to add my dashi to my eggs. Combine that. And then I'm going to add my flour and my salt and combine. I'll stir this mixture up. It's a very runny type batter, more runnier than, say, a pancake batter. I finished combining all the ingredients, and I put them back into a measuring cup because I'm going to be using that to pour it into my molds in my takoyaki pan. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for about an hour, let it chill, do what it's going to do. And when we come back, we'll start combining and cooking this. In prepping to do this video, I did a little bit of research just to see what the words mean, and I kept on confusing. I kept on saying yakitori instead of takoyaki. And in my mind, because I don't know Japanese, the words didn't have any meaning just saying them that way. But looking the words up gave me more clarification. So for example, taco and the takoyaki, taco is octopus. Yaki in Japanese is grilled. So it would be similar to just saying a grilled octopus. Even though when these takoyaki type balls are made, octopus isn't already always used. There are other ingredients to go into it like sausages, cheese. You can put in there vegetables like corn, green onions. You can put in there a little bit of anything, ham, anything that you want to go into these balls, you can put in there. The other word, yakitori, which is not what I'm doing here. Yaki means grilled, as I said before, the takoyaki, and tori indicates that it's some type of fowl or bird or poultry. So that would be like putting chicken on a skewer and then grilling it over hot coals. We're making takoyaki today. Takoyaki is very similar to the Danish pastry ebbelskiver. And I'll put these words up on the description so that those who aren't familiar will have an idea of what I'm saying or what I'm trying to say. They're very, very similar. It's dough with something inside of it. And the utensils that are used to make it, the pan for apple skivers and takoyaki are very, very similar. They're round, and you're going to take them and you're going to form them into dough balls with different ingredients. Typically, ebbelskivers are made with pastry type components. There'll be fruits and jellies and jams and covered with things like that, syrupy type things, though they can also be made savory with the same ingredients that go into a takoyaki. So it's all across the board. I call it Soul Fusion Kitchen. So because Sylvie's doing it in her kitchen. I'm combining all these different type of things to make treats that are known around the world. I watch a lot of street food videos. I love it because it gives me the feel of going to different countries around the world and what the people eat. And in Japan and a lot of the areas where they're selling street food, takoyaki is a very, very common thing that you'll see. You'll see the vendors there putting together all their ingredients. Sometimes they make the big balls, sometimes they make the smaller ones. It just depends on what that vendor's doing. Some are more popular than others. Some use butter, some use different oils, some use a little bit of oil, some use a lot of oil. So it just depends on the different vendor and the taste that you want. I used to have a blog called Soul Fusion Kitchen, and this was over, oh my God, 10, almost 15 years ago. Prior to YouTube being a thing or people publishing videos, we used to do blogs where you describe foods, you talk about foods, you do recipes, and we did little challenges where everybody would do a certain recipe in a week and post their pictures and give links to the other bloggers' links and all that. My blog was called Soul Fusion Kitchen. And at that time, it was my intent to present all things food as cooked by me. When I say all things food as cooked by me, I mean that I cook a little bit of everything. I cook all different cultures. Diversity is my thing. I don't limit myself to just soul food. I don't limit myself to just barbecue. I cook a little bit of all. I see something exciting I want to do, I just do it. And I like that because I just like other cultures and other foods and the way that they put the flavors together and their techniques for doing it. And it just, it excites me. And so therefore today we're doing takoyaki. I've got everything set up to make my takoyaki. I've got my batter, I've got some green onions, I have some mozzarella balls, I have some mushrooms, cremini mushrooms, and I also have some pepperoni. And I'm going to be filling my takoyaki balls with these ingredients. To start off, let's get our pan hot. And we want to get it to the point where it just starts to smoking, but not where the oil that's in there is burning. I did put a little bit of canola oil in each one of the wells. It's not a big amount, just enough to hopefully keep the batter from sticking. This batter was in the refrigerator for a little over an hour, and we're ready to go. Keep in mind, this is an experiment for me. I haven't done this before, and I think I'm getting a little ambitious, but I think I can make it work. The other thing I do have 2 skewers. And these are just regular skewers that you would use for something like yakitori, not takoyaki, where you would put meat or fruits or vegetables on them and grill it. But I'm going to be using these to turn my batter. Hear that sizzle? And I'm going to fill these wells up. It's okay if they overflow. Then I'm going to fill each well with, I'm going to start out with the pepperoni in each one. And then I'm going to go into putting some of the mushroom in on top. Because I don't want them to cook faster than necessary. Oh, it looks like I may not have enough pieces of mushroom. Then we'll put the mozzarella ball in. And where I didn't have extra mozzarella, whatever, I'll put the extra pieces of the I'll put green onion over on top. Then the next test is to see which ones are ready. And you can tell that, yeah, by the ones that are willing to turn, like that one turned. That one wasn't ready yet. And there is a point where we can actually add more of the dough to the wells. And as I mentioned, I can add a little bit to each well. Or those where it looks like there's space in there. So that I can be assured that I will have a full bowl. Looks like I missed this one. I'll go through and turn these totally over. Stuff it back down in there. It's going to come to a point when my mozzarella in there melts, and we're between, is it ready or is it just melted mozzarella? And I think this one here is just melted mozzarella. I'm going to pull that one out. We'll go along with just taking them all out. They look just yummy. Show you that. Now how would these be served? I could serve these with a marinara sauce on the side, so they could be dipped in that marinara. Gonna be yummy. And there we have it. Takoyaki, no octopus in it. We've got pepperoni, mushrooms, mozzarella cheese, and green onion. And a dipping sauce would be a marinara. Now it's time to do a little taste test and see how these came out. Where am I going to go first? I think I'll go with this one. That's very good. If you can envision a dough ball with melty cheese in the middle, the pepperoni, and that mushroom, it's actually quite good. I can see why these are a big treat as a street food. Here I have another one. You got some of the mozzarella oozing out of that. And that's very good as well. If you can envision a fried mozzarella stick, the only difference is that it's not crispy on the outside. It's a little bit, I won't call it soggy, but because of all the moisture from the mozzarella, from the mushroom, and from the green onions, it didn't stay crisp, but it still has a yummy, yummy texture